안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to a brand new week on the Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-hwa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-art, K-people, K-everything. And we're starting off the new week with our co-host Walter Lee joining me in the studio. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to all our viewers at home. Walter Lee here to give you your daily dose of K-Enter News, so stick around.
And we're also joined by Arirang's news features reporter An Sung-jin. Welcome, Sung-jin.
Hello, Sung-jin.
Hello, guys. Happy Monday, if I may say. Hello to all of our viewers. My name is An Sung-jin. I'm a news features reporter here at Arirang News.
Sung-jin, we have a big art theme going on the show today. Later on in the program, we're going to have the director of Frieze Seoul joining us. And you, Sung-jin, you have covered an art exhibition that went digital.
Right, so a little bit special from the conventional art exhibitions perhaps that we've covered, but museums and exhibitions often nowadays use digital immersive media art to showcase their artworks to the audiences. Now, this company works on sharing Korean culture through its work of creating such digital media art. Now, I went there to check it out myself, so have a look at it first. A tiger comes to life on a digital screen. The traditional painting has been reborn into a new form of storytelling. As technology evolves, heritage is no longer something that remains static to observers, but is transformed into immersive digital media, and that's what the studio works on, intending to further spread Korean culture and its heritage. The process often begins with high-resolution scans of the original artwork. From there, technical artists create an overall layout and add layered illustrations by focusing on the finer details like the tiger's intricate fur, whiskers, and movement. They create a digital skeleton that allows the tiger to open its mouth, crouch, or jump, all while retaining the quality of the original artwork.
The most important aspect during our work is that we keep the feeling of the original artwork, like folk paintings, when transforming it to 3D. We work on finding a balance between creating a new immersive piece, but also retaining the original purpose of the work.
The studio consults with curators and historians to ensure that the final animation is not only accurate, but that its storytelling also helps further share Korea's cultural heritage with the world. What the studio now works on is using its technology to also share different countries' traditions as well.
Most cultural heritages can be seen flatly, but viewing something in 3 dimensions makes it more vivid. The part where we expand on the stories of these artworks becomes attractive, and that's also what draws visitors to hear the story.
It goes beyond digitalizing traditional artworks. It shares culture globally and engages with the wider audience with these new eye-grabbing formats.
Wow, the exhibition itself was wonderful to look at, but also it's very interesting to see how these digital media art pieces are created. So, Sung-jin, why did you get to cover this story in the first place?
Right, to give a brief behind story of why I ended up covering this article, remember the footage that you guys saw in the beginning of the tiger? So I was at the National Museum of Korea to cover a previous article on the K-pop demon hunters, and that's when I went to see the piece with a tiger in it. And a few weeks ago, when I was looking at this video, that's when I saw the logo of the studio. Now, I was fascinated by myself, so I decided to take an in-depth look into it.
And surely the studio has more places where they have displayed their artwork, right?
Oh, absolutely, Walter. So obviously, apart from the one that's in the National Museum of Korea, which I've just talked about, the studio's artwork are in several locations, including the Chuncheon National Museum, Naju National Museum, and National Intangible Heritage Center. But obviously outside of Korea, as the company works on sharing its techniques abroad as well. Its digital media art was displayed at the Korean Cultural Center in Paris, and now it is working on a project with the Islamabad Museum in Pakistan. So obviously in the digital era, it is quite inevitable that we are combining the two elements, as the use of this technology can be eye-grabbing and will make the artwork more immersive for our visitors.
Immersive indeed. Well, thank you very much, Sung-jin, for that coverage, and see you next time.
Thank you, Sung-jin.
My pleasure as always, guys.
Now it's time for K-Enter News with Walter Lee. Walter, we haven't been singing this song for a while, but today we just have to do it.
I think so.
아파트. So Rosé's 아파트 has made a huge, incredible achievement.
Indeed it has, Soa. So Blackpink's Rosé took home the Song of the Year award at the 2025 MTV Video Music Awards for her hit track 아파트. Now at New York's UBS Arena on Sunday local time, Rosé won the top honor for her duet with pop star Bruno Mars, marking the first time a K-pop artist has ever won this award. Now, in her acceptance speech delivered in Korean, she said, "Teddy Oppa," which is the agency's producer, "I won the award, Blackpink members. I won the award. I am always grateful and love you all." Now, Rosé was nominated in 8 categories this year and is also in contention for other major awards, including Video of the Year and Best Pop. Now, the Best K-pop award also went to her Blackpink bandmate Lisa for Born Again, a collaboration with pop stars Doja Cat and Ray. And the girls as a whole group, they didn't walk away empty-handed either because they won Best Group as well. So those girls, they walked away with all awards. Congratulations to the 4 members.
Congratulations indeed to Rosé and all of the Blackpink members. Now, if 아파트 was the K-pop sensation of 2024, although the sensation continues as we just saw,
yes,
I would have to say 2025 is all about K-pop demon hunters. And we do have news on Huntrix.
Yes, we do. So the UK official singles chart Top 100 confirmed that Friday local time that Golden from Netflix's animated hit film K-pop Demon Hunters, sung by protagonist girl group Huntrix, secured the #1 spot for the 5th straight week, edging out Olivia Dean's Man I Need. Now across the pond, the track also is enjoying its 3rd cumulative week at the top of the US Billboard Hot 100, while the film's Saja Boys landed 2 songs on the chart with Soda Pop and at #5 and Your Idol at #8.
And last but not least, K-movie news.
Yes, indeed. So director Park Chan-wook's latest film, No Other Choice, has been pre-sold to over 200 countries worldwide, including North America, UK, France, Germany, and Japan. This breaks the pre-sale record of 192 countries, also previously set by director Park's decision to leave, which was released in 2022. Now, CJE&M, which handled the film's investment and distribution, confirmed that the pre-sale revenue alone has already covered the production costs of No Other Choice. Now, No Other Choice was recently selected for the competition section at the Venice Film Festival. We covered that last week. The first Korean film to achieve this in 13 years since Kim Gi-dok's Pieta. Following its premiere, the film earned critical and audience acclaim, generating a lot of award buzz, but did not walk away with that Venice Golden Lion. But No Other Choice is scheduled for a domestic release on September 24th.
Can't wait to watch it myself. Well, thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now let's turn to our AI anchor, Ari, for more on the culture front. Ari?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The Culture Ministry has set next year's research and development budget at a record 151 billion won, or roughly $109 million. It marks an increase of nearly 43% from this year, and fully restores the $20 million in R&D funds cut under the previous Yoon administration. The 2026 budget centers on maximizing the use of artificial intelligence throughout the cultural sector, as part of Korea's drive to amplify K-culture's impact worldwide. The Korea Heritage Service announced plans to pursue inter-Korean exchanges in the cultural heritage sector, as part of efforts to ease strained relations between the two Koreas. One key project under review is the joint excavations of Manoldae Palace in Gyeseong, once the main palace complex of the Goryeo dynasty, listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The two Koreas conducted 8 rounds of joint surveys at Manoldae from 2007 to 2018. The government plans to build cooperative frameworks with related ministries and private organizations to advance the joint exploration initiative. Chungso Whistles, a satirical play depicting the trials of a family separated by war, will run at the Sejong Center for the Performing Arts through September 28th. Adapted from Chaechokjeon, a classic mid-Joseon novel, The play follows the Qi family as they endure the turmoil of the Yinjing War, the Zhongyu War, and the Mingqing transition, only to reunite after more than 3 decades apart. The production is written and directed by acclaimed director Ko Sun-woo. Since its premiere last November, Chungso Whistles has won the 61st Baeksang Arts Award for Theater and the 2025 Korean National Brand Award in the Culture category, earning wide recognition from both critics and audiences. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Seoul Art Week was held in the first week of September, a week that transformed the city of Seoul into a gigantic art gallery. During this period, Frieze Seoul, a world-renowned art fair, took place as well, attracting some 70,000 visitors in 4 days. Today, we have the honor to talk to the director of Frieze Seoul, Patrick Lee, who is joining us in the studio. Welcome, Director Lee.
Welcome, Director Lee.
Thanks so much, Walter. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining us today. Now, Director Lee, Frieze Seoul is one of the largest and significant events during the Art Week, of course, the Seoul Art Week, and it's also one of the top art fairs in the world. So tell us more about Frieze Seoul.
Oh, well, I'd love to give you a little bit of background of Frieze Seoul. It's part of the greater Frieze family. Frieze started off as a magazine in 1991, and it still remains one of the most important publications for, I would say, cultural discourse. The editor-in-chief, Andrew Durbin, was in Seoul, taking in the amazing exhibitions and the scene here. But from that community of galleries and writers and artists, the first fair was formed in London. That was in 2002, I believe, so it's over 20 years old. So that's in London, it's still going strong. And then 2012, the fair moved to New York. So they have a beautiful fair there. And then in 2019 in LA, and then Seoul landed in 2022. Frieze Seoul is the first sort of base for Frieze in Asia. We have over 120 galleries, amazing visitors that came. So yeah, it's a platform for discourse in contemporary art.
Mm-hmm. Right, talking about those visitors, I remember seeing the articles on how fast those early bird tickets sold out, and that just goes to show you obviously the popularity of Frieze Seoul. And what do you think is behind the popularity of Frieze Seoul? Well, the Frieze exhibits.
I'm thankful for that. I think we just had our 4th iteration of the fair, and I think in that short period of time, it sort of, I guess, solidified its reputation as sort of a fun, important cultural event. So I'm very happy that the public and the people feel compelled to come visit the fair. And I think what you see is a snapshot of really great galleries from around the world. You get a sense of sort of what the young artists, important artists, are doing these days. So I think that's a real compulsion. So I think that has something to do with the popularity of people wanting to come to the fair.
Yeah. And let's talk about actually being an artist, getting into the Frieze exhibition, all that. What criteria are used for the artist to actually get into or take part in Frieze Seoul?
Well, the fair is really catering to the galleries. So how it works with Frieze Seoul and major art fairs is that we have a committee of galleries, sort of peers, and they review proposals by the galleries. So that's kind of how it works. But the galleries are incredibly important because in the art world, the galleries are the ones that work directly with the artists. The galleries are the ones that develop their career and support the artists. So in terms of what artists are shown at the fair itself, it's really up to the galleries to determine that. So, but again, as you say, the galleries are sort of the gatekeepers for that. So that's how it works. Sort of.
And Director Lee, you earlier mentioned a little bit of the history and background of the editions of the art fair. And as you said, it started in London, and then we had Los Angeles and New York and now Seoul as well. So we would really like to know, how was Seoul among all the other Asian countries that could have been an option? How has Seoul been chosen?
Well, I think, yes, they looked at many different cities in Asia. They've been looking for years, frankly speaking. It's an important place, Asia. It's a big place. But I think for Frieze, they really look at those cities that have a real deep sort of appreciation of culture in general. The magazine's ethos sort of supports all sort of areas of culture, whether it's film and music, fashion, art, cuisine. And Seoul obviously had that amazing sort of depth in appreciation of culture. And besides that, I think the art world here is very sophisticated. We've had collectors from the mid-'80s being very sort of engaged in the art world. We have amazing artist practice are incredible, and the museums are great. So I think the infrastructure here is wonderful, and also it's a very pro-business environment. It's very logistically easy to do business here. It's well situated in Asia as a hub. So I think all of these things came together to make Seoul a great candidate, and it's a great city to have a fair.
And also, let's talk about this year's art fair. So, Frieze Seoul 2025, how big of a success was it? I mean, I did mention earlier that there were some 70,000 visitors during the span. Is that a big number? And also, how was the success in terms of purchase of artworks, if that actually really defines the success of an art fair?
It's a great question. I think there's many factors that define the success. For me, as a director, I feel my job is really to create an environment where we have a broad audience coming to the city, engaging with the galleries. On that front, I think, yes, huge success. It continues to grow. The 70,000 number, it's a big number, I think, for a 4-day fair. So I like that. I think we have a real balance. The energy's there. We had institutions from over 30 countries that came, in numbers over 130 museums, which is a record for us. So I think that sort of trend is indicative of the strength of coming to Seoul and seeing the fair and engaging. The galleries, in terms of sales, I think it was very positive this year, the feedback I've gotten. It's been a measured market for the past few years, a lot of eyes on what's happening here, but the energy was there. I think it all came together. I think galleries were quite happy, and yeah, I was very happy this year.
That's great to hear. And also, this year something special also happened. The Frieze House Seoul has been launched. So could you tell us about this venue or this exhibition hall? What would you call it?
It's a space. It's a house. It's in Yaksudong. It's a beautiful house built in 1988. Very important time for Korea, as you know. But this is very exciting for me personally. It's a permanent space. My office is there. And we hope to do year-round engagement, whether it's pop-up shows for galleries, but again, in the ethos of the magazine, really want to support creators, whether they're architects or craftsmen or designers, and we want to do talks. So we want to really do a year-round engagement. So it allows us to do more creative programming just outside of the fair week. So I'm very excited.
That's great. Would that make you even busier than now?
I hope so. I hope so. I really want to engage with creative programming to educate the audience and also serve as a platform for foreign guests to come and engage with the local audience. I think that's something which people are very interested in. So we're very excited.
Wonderful.
That's excellent. And earlier you mentioned obviously the sophistication of the artwork in Korea as well as the infrastructure. Do you feel any changes in the status of the Korean, let's say, art scene in the past couple of years as working as the director of art?
I think the Korean art scene is incredibly strong. It's been growing organically, really for decades, I think. And the basis for the strength of any art system or any art world is the artist itself. The artistic practice in Korea is incredibly strong. You have incredible artists from post-war Korean artists, modern artists to the emerging artists, and they're getting a lot more exposure. It's really the result of a lot of people working together, whether it's the galleries, or the curators, or the writers, the museums. It's a really symbiotic relationship. And I think my observation from the fair is that a lot of people are coming over the past 4 years, probably a broader audience. And that's a good thing for dialogue and discovery. So I think it's really more of a validation of the scene here. And I hope that the fair engages more of an audience in depth to learn more about what's happening in Korea and Asia, actually. And I think more opportunities are arising from that. But I think the underlying system, the scene has been very strong. So I think what you're seeing of the success is really the result of everyone's hard work in that regard, in an organic way, I would say.
Now, Director Lee, you earlier mentioned that Seoul is it is growing more as an hub for art. And I mean, for now, we have K-pop, K-food, K-beauty, all of that is receiving so much love around the world. So how do you see the future of K-art on the global stage?
Well, I think all of those things that you mentioned, really, again, I go back to the strength and quality of the artist. They're all artists. They're all creators, you know, in all of those mediums that you mentioned. I think in film and music, it's maybe easier to hit a broader audience. You know, the medium is there. Very exciting. K-art is no exception. I think K-art, the talent is there. And sometimes the mechanism of sort of who validates, you know, the art is a little bit different because you have to go through the curators and the museums and who's the arbiter of that. So it takes a little bit more time, but the interactions are there. I think absolutely the potential is great. I'm very excited. We should be very confident in the talent here, and I think it's only going to continue to get better.
And speaking of excitement, I'm already excited about next year's Frieze Seoul 2026. Although the 2025 event just closed, would you have any plans or anything you could share with us for next year's event?
Oh, so you get a lot of pressure here. We just ended, so I'm thinking about next year. No, I'm very excited about the trend. And for me, it's really just about deepening those roots, really, and getting a broader audience to come. Every year, more people are coming from around the region, and that compulsion to come to Seoul, I'm very thankful for that. Yeah, for next year, I just want to deepen those roots. We already are talking with the institutions. They have amazing shows. And I think that's a huge part of the success because the entire scene, city, the country, the government, they've really embraced this fair to create an experience that's a memorable one. So I expect that to continue, and we'll do our best to put on another great event next year.
All right. Thank you very much, Director Lee, for sharing your story about Frieze Seoul. And we hope to see you again. Maybe also talk about next year's event next year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Director Lee.
It's a pleasure.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Please join us again tomorrow on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Korea time. It's maybe one day here in Korea.